Guys, so I'm about to take my shower for the evening, but I thought I'd jump on here and just show you my face routine that I do for the night. So this is my facial wash that I use, Clean and Clear Morning Burst. Yes, it says Morning Burst, but I use it morning and night. And I also use this Top Care. It's just like the Neutrogena. Sometimes I used to get the Neutrogena, which is a little bit more pricier than this is, but it's the same, pretty much the same ingredient, and it does the same thing. So this is one I have right now, not the Neutrogena, just the generic of the Neutrogena. And this is the oil-free acne scrub, pink grapefruit silica acid acne treatment, which I don't have acne, but I find this to be quite nice on my skin. I really like how it feels. So it's have a foaming action, as they say. I don't really get a lot of foam from it, but it is with grapefruit extract, and that's the same thing as the Neutrogena, the grapefruit extract. So this is the one that I use. It's almost done. Just as this is, maybe if I use this tonight, maybe the last use out of it. And my Clean and Clear Burst. Yep. This one is drying, so I don't use it as often as I would this Top Care. Then when I am done, I'm gonna tonight I'm gonna do a mask. I'm gonna put in a mask, take my shower in it and all of that. And then to finish it off, I'm gonna use this. This is a Korean or Asian ginseng essence anti-wrinkle. And I find this to be very, very good. So I've been using this a little while now. I don't use it every single night, but I do use it. And sometimes I use it in the mornings, but I mostly use it at nights. And to top it all off, I'll be using my trusted shea butter. Yes, I use this, believe it or not, I use this all year round. But I don't use it as much in the summer. Yeah, I use it, but in the summer I mostly use it like at night, just to replenish back the skin from all that sun heat. Yeah, so let's get into it. And I think the choice to use tonight is my Top Care scrub. So let's go. All right, to go. And that scrub in the eyes. Yeah, because it's exfoliating. I'm gonna get all of that skin off. I don't use this every night, like I said, but I mostly use this because I love to exfoliate my face. My entire body anyways, I love to exfoliate it. It takes away the dead skins. I wash under my neck as well. Yep. And that's it. Because it's a gentle exfoliator. Yeah. So gentle exfoliator. So if you see me looking to the side, I'm looking at the mirror. Even though I can see everything right here. But just, and if you notice my hand movements, yeah, up and down and sideways for my forehead. The sides I do round and round, up and down, here Yeah. And I do under my eyes and my eyeshadow, my upper lids. Yep. And then I'm gonna wash. Yep. Yeah. Making sure everything is washed off because I'm feeling a little few grains under my neck. And I'm actually rinsing with partially cold water. It's not hot water. That's what I'm washing with. And then I'm gonna dry my face. And I'm gonna apply my mask. Take my shower and then complete this facial. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, some people bathe before they do this, but now I I actually do it before I get to my shower. Yeah. So catch you back after the shower. So I'm done with my shower. The next thing I'm gonna do is brush my teeth and floss. Yep. My toothpaste, I use Sensodyne. Yeah. Sensodyne Fresh Wave Burst. Let me fix this up a bit so I can brush my teeth. Yeah. I do all of that with the mask on, let me tell you. And of course, I am going to do my floss. This is the Oral-B Satin This is what I have now, but I mostly use the Glide for my flossing because that one is a little bit gentler on my gums. But this is what I have, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to floss. Yeah. It's not easy to floss with this mask. This is the first time I'll be doing that. And it is posing a little bit of difficulty. So I think I'm going to wait until after. Yeah, because I can't open my mouth. Thought I would be able to, but I can't. So we're going to wait for that. Okay. I think I'm going to do just do a little study tonight. I'm coming from Judges, so I'm gonna do that tonight, and I'll bring you guys along with me. How about that? Yeah, guys, as you can see, my skin is glowing, and that's the mask alone. So I didn't need to use the ginseng toner at all. Yep. So now we're gonna do a little reading. Okay. Let us read together. So I'm going to read Judges 20, right? So just follow along with me. I'm going to read a little bit. I don't know what Judges 20 is saying because we're just continuing on. Because I've been reading from chapter 1, and we talk about Barak, we talk about Samson, but now I'm at 20, so let's see what it's saying here. So verses 1 says, Then all Israel from Dan to Beersheba and the land of Gilead came together as one and assembled before the Lord in Mizpah. The leaders of all the people of the tribes of Israel took their places in the assembly of God's people, 400,000 men armed with swords. Wow. The Benjaminites heard that the Israelites had gone up to Mizpah. And then the Israelites said, Tell us how this awful thing happened. Wow. So the Levite, the husband of the murdered woman, said, I and my concubine, came to Gibeah in Benjamin to spend the night. During the night, the men of Gibeah came after me and surrounded the house, intending to kill me. They raped my concubine, and she died. My God. I took my concubine, cut her into pieces, and sent one piece to each region of Israel. Wow. Inheritance. Because they committed this lewd and outrageous act in Israel. Now all you Israelites, speak up and tell me what you have decided to do. Wow. All the men rose up together as one, saying, None of us will go home. No, not one of us will return to his house. But now this is what we'll do to Gibeah. We'll go up against it in the order decided by casting lots. Wow. we take 10 men out of every 100 from all the tribes of Israel, and 100 from 1,000, and 1,000 from 10,000, to get provisions for the army. Then, when the army arrives at Gibeah in Benjamin, it can give them what they deserve for this outrageous act done in Israel. Wow. Let me repeat that. It says, oh Lord, we'll take 10 men out of every 100 from all the tribes of Israel, and 100 from 1,000, and 1,000 from 10,000, to get provisions for the army. Then, when the army arrives in Gibeah in Benjamin, it can give them what they deserve for this outrageous act done in Israel. Wow. So all the Israelites got together and united as one against the city. The tribes of Israel sent messages throughout the tribe of Benjamin, saying, "What about this awful crime that was committed among you? Now turn those wicked men to Gibeah over to us, so that we may put them to death and purge the evil from Israel." But the Benjamites would not listen to their fellow Israelites. From their towns they came together at Gibeah to fight against the Israelites. At once the Benjamites mobilized 26,000 swordsmen from their towns, in addition to 7,000 able young men from those living in Gibeah. Among all those soldiers, there were 700 selected troops who were left-handed, each of whom could sling a stone at a hare and not miss. Sharpshooters. Israel, apart from Benjamin, mustered 400,000 swordsmen, all of them fit for battle. Okay, so I guess it's on to the battle. The Israelites went up to Bethel and inquired of God. They said, "Who of us is to go up first to fight against the Benjaminites?" The Lord replied, "Judah shall go first." Judah, we all know that Judah is praise, right? The next morning, the Israelites got up and pitched camp near Gibeah. The Israelites went out to fight the Benjaminites and took up battle positions against them in Gibeah. The Benjaminites came out of Gibeah and cut down 22,000 Israelites on the battlefield that day. But the Israelites encouraged one another and again took up their positions where they had stationed themselves the first day. The Israelites went up and wept before the Lord until evening. And they inquired of the Lord. They said, "Shall we go up again to fight against the Benjamites, our fellow Israelites?" The Lord answered, "Go up against them." My God. Then the Israelites drew near to Benjamin, and the second day, this time when the Benjamites came out from Gibeah to oppose them, they cut down another 18,000 Israelites, all of them armed with swords. My God. Then all the Israelites, the whole army, went up to Bethel, and there they sat weeping before the Lord. They fasted that day until evening and presented burnt offerings and fellowship offering to the Lord. And the Israelites inquired of the Lord. In those days, the ark of the covenant of God was there with the Phinehas, son of Elijah. I'm not pronouncing that one right, but the son of Aaron ministering before it. They asked, Shall we go up again to fight against Benjaminites, our fellow Israelites, or not? The Lord responded, Go, for tomorrow I will give them into your hands. Then Israel set an ambush around Gibeah. They went up against the Benjaminites on the third day and took up positions against Gibeah, as they had done before. The Benjaminites came out to meet them and were drawn away from the city. They began to inflict casualties on the Israelites as before. Wow, so that about 30 men fell in the open field and on the roads, the one leading to Bethel and the other to Gibeah. While the Benjaminites were saying, We are defeating them as before, the Israelites were saying, Let's retreat and draw them away from the city to the roads. All the men of Israel moved from their places and took up positions at Baal Tamar, and the Israelites ambushed, charged out of its place on the west of Gibeah. Then 10,000 of Israelites, able young men, made a frontal attack on Gibeah. The fighting was so heavy that the Benjaminites did not realize how near disaster was. The Lord defeated Benjamin before Israel. And on that day, the Israelites struck down 25,100 Benjaminites, all armed with sword. Then the Benjaminites saw that they were beaten. Now the men of Israel had given way before Benjamin because they relied on the ambush they had set near Gibeah. Those who had been in ambush made a sudden dash to Gibeah, spread out, and put the whole city to the sword. Wow. The Israelites had arranged with the ambush that they should send up a great cloud of smoke from the city, and then the Israelites would counterattack. The Benjaminites had begun to inflict casualties on the Israelites, about 30, and they said, We are defeating them as in the first battle. But when the column of smoke began to rise from the city, the Benjaminites turned and saw the whole city going up in smoke. Then the Israelites counterattacked, and the Benjaminites were terrified because they realized that disaster had come on them. So they fled before the Israelites in the direction of the wilderness. But they could not escape the battle, and the Israelites who came out of the towns cut them down there. They surrendered the Benjaminites, chased them, and easily overran them in the vicinity of Gibeah. On the east, 18,000 Benjaminites fell, all of them valiant fighters, as they turned and fled toward the wilderness, to the rock of Rimmon. The Israelites cut down 5,000 men along the roads. They kept pressing after the Benjaminites as far as Gidom and struck down 2,000 more. On that day, 25,000 Benjaminite swordsmen fell, all of them valiant fighters, but 600 of them turned and fled into the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, where they stayed 4 months. The men of Israel went back to Benjamin and put all the towns to the sword, including the animals and everything else they found. All the towns they came across, they set on fire. My God. My God. You know? That's why you have to come up against God's children. You understand? You must not come up against God people. We are all God people, but not all of us stand for God or live for this Savior, the one who, created us. Not all of us. And there are those who come up against us, his children that live for him and obey and walk in his ways. And just as the Benjaminites, they came up against the Israelites, and in this way, do this lewd act of raping this woman and killing her. You understand me? Lewd is wicked to deal with another human being in this manner. And just as um, they did this, is so our enemies, or those who don't like us, are coming up against us. They come up and they do these evil things. They say evil things, they do evil things, and that's because they are weak. Yeah, they are weak, and they come up and they just allow the devil to use them to do all manner of evil against you. But know this, they may come one way, yes, but they shall flee 7 different ways, and they will be defeated, because that's what the Lord did here with the Israelites. You understand? Even though they went once, they went twice, and they were, it would seem as though they were defeated. You understand me? But what? They kept the faith. Yes, and they kept the belief, and they kept the hope in the God that they know, and that's why they kept crying out to the Lord. They went into fast and all of that, prayed. You understand? They said the effective fervent prayer of the righteous, it avails much. You understand me? And God answers prayer. So when we're going through our tribulations, we're going through our trials, we don't give up. You understand? And allow the enemy to conquer us. No, we begin to go down into sackcloth and ashes. And when I say sackcloth and ashes, we begin, you understand me, to forget about ourselves, reach out to the God that we know, come into his presence, you understand me, and just breathe, let him breathe upon us. You understand me? Yes, I will cry out to him for this help, for his help, because he said he will stand up for our help, and there is nothing that he will not do. He will vindicate us. He will not allow our enemies to overcome us. No, not at all. His word said he will not let shame be in our face. All we have to do is trust and believe and anchor ourselves in the God that is true, the one and true living God. Just as how in this book here, in Judges here, how he stand up for these Israelites. You understand me? Even though it would seem like the Benjaminites were overtaking them. No. When they listen, when they least expect it, the Lord will come in like a flood. Yes, and just wipe them right out on our behalf. And he will equip us. He will equip us for every season of our lives, every battle that we face. You understand? He equips us. You understand me? Yes. I believe in the word of God. I believe in the might of the Lord. And I believe, you understand me, that he is what he says he is. He is the Son of the living God. He is the one, the true I am. You understand me? He's Jehovah Jireh. I know him as Jehovah Jireh. You understand me? I know him as Jehovah Jireh. I know him as my protector. I know him as my defender. I know him as my vindicator. So I'm not worried about the enemy. You understand me? Once I stay true to the God that is the one and true living God. His name is Jesus. That's who I know. I don't know no other one. You understand me? He has come true for me every time. You understand? All my life, he has been my anchor. That is where I anchor myself, at the feet of the Lord. And just as I said, just as he come true for the Israelites, that they could defeat and conquer the Benjaminites, so He will do for me. So He will do for you, as long as you stay faithful to the one true and living God. And who is He? His name is Jesus. Yes. And that's where I'm going to end this vlog tonight. It was just a pleasure sharing with you my little routine and stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to close it off here. Please remember to hit the notification button, subscribe, and like my videos. Yeah, it's gonna last thing I'm gonna do right here before I come off camera. I'm gonna do my little prayer and stuff, spend me some me time with the Lord. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna put a little something on my lip because it is dry, and I'm gonna go to my bed. So ta-da-da, until I see you again. God bless.